this is Tim DeLeon from Focus First, and this short tutorial is a quick overview of the visual pricing system. Now, I'll be doing this tutorial on a Mac, but it works the same as on a PC. If there's any differences, I'll be sure to point them out. Once we have the visual pricing system open, all we have to do is press the Start Here button, and that will allow me to read in the file that I've exported. But before I do that, let me point out a couple of things I want to make sure that you're aware of. First of all, if you need a reminder on how to export data from your MLS, all you have to do is select this link. It will take you to the Exporting Data Instructions page. From there, you can find your MLS and then see instructions on how to export data. Additionally, if you're interested in viewing online tutorials, this link right here will take you to the tutorial page. By the way, all of these tutorials are on YouTube, and you can easily find them along with other visual pricing tutorials by going to YouTube and searching for the visual pricing system. Now let's briefly discuss the differences between the PC and the Mac version of the visual pricing system. Both the PC and the Mac version do support the ribbon menus. When you open up the visual pricing system, you should see the visual pricing and scattergram tabs. These are where your visual pricing commands buttons are located. While this ribbon interface is the new interface, on the PC we'll continue to support the previous interface. That's where you see the Start button located in the middle of the screen. Additionally, we'll also continue to support the add-in menu items as well. Eventually, those previous interfaces will go away, but for now, we'll keep them around so folks who have been using the visual pricing system for a while won't have to learn the new ribbon interfaces. In this tutorial, we'll stick to using the new interface buttons located in the Excel ribbon. Okay, now let's read in the exported file. Again, to do that, all we need to do is select the Start Here button to read in that exported file. Now, the first time you run this visual pricing system, it'll ask you to select the MLS. All you have to do is find your MLS on this list. Here's the one that we'll use, and then select it. Notice that if you check this box down below, it won't ask you to select your MLS again. If you do select this box, you can always reset your choice later and have it ask you for your MLS again. For this situation, I'll select this box so I won't have to answer the question again. Now all I have to do is find my exported file. Here's the exported file that I'll be using for this demo. Okay, looks like the file's been read in, and the program is now prompting me with the name of the subdivision and the city. The dialog box shows me the text that will be used as a title and subtitle on all the graphs. This is a chance for you to make a change if you'd like. Generally, I like to replace this text with text that summarizes the data search that I did. For this case, this text works perfect. Okay, looks like the file has been read in, the data has been analyzed, and all the graphs have been created. Notice when you look at the program, it doesn't look that different. However, if you look down below, you'll notice there are 3 tabs, and those tabs correspond to the buttons right above. These 3 buttons and the respective tabs below match up with the visual pricing system process. The first step in the visual pricing system process is to understand the subject property. The second step is to understand what's going on in the subject properties area or neighborhood. And that information can easily be found by selecting this tab or by selecting the button above. The third step in the corresponding button is to price the property. And this is to price the property the way an appraiser is doing. By the way, if you notice that in the tutorial section of the visual pricing blog, it's organized into the same categories as these tabs and the respective buttons. Okay, so let's look at each of these buttons. First of all, let's take a look at the Patterns button. Once you select this button, it expands into several graphs. All of these graphs and the scripts that go with them are discussed in other tutorials. Notice that each of the tabs below shows a different graph. Now let's look at the Pricing button. Now when we select the Pricing button, we notice that we see the MLS datasheet. This is a one-line description of all the data used to create these graphs. Since we do recommend that you export all status activity for the last 2 years, we can see that data. The Pricing tab is where you create scattergrams and price lines. We don't automatically create those charts for you because we recommend that you create those charts based on a subset of this data. When you do create your scattergrams and price lines, you will see additional tabs that will be created in this section. Let's look at the Positioning button. Here we have several other charts and graphs. As you can see here, we also have an active data form. This is similar to the MLS data form under the Pricing tab, except this will only show properties that are currently for sale and that are under contract. As you recall, the positioning function is used to compare the subject property to other properties on the market. You can also create scattergrams of the properties for sale here. Additionally, we have the real estate pawn, the projected pawn, and the absorption rate sheet. So I hope you've enjoyed this short overview of the visual pricing system. I'm sure you'll find this overview very useful as you use the visual pricing system. For a more in-depth look at the charts and graphs, please take a look at the other visual pricing tutorials. Thank you so much for watching this video. Be sure to watch some of our other videos. And don't forget to press the like button below.